Hi everyone, Letty here. Today I'm going to share with you another 6x6 paper pad smash. We're going to make 24 birthday cards using one sketch and smash this paper pad. So welcome back everyone. Today we're going to do another 6x6 paper pad smash where we basically use up the entire paper pad. I am using the Party Time by Echo Park. It is 24 6x6 sheets. They are double-sided. Looks like I purchased it at Tuesday Morning a few years ago, and I did smash the entire pad. The only thing I did have left over was a little bit of the branding strip or the hang tag at the very, very top. But all of the 6x6 paper did get completely used with no scraps of that. So I also I did all of the cards off camera. I left one we're going to do together, and then we're going to add pops of color to all of the cards together on camera as well. So I have three main image stamps that I use: that turtle, the little unicorn, and then the cute little girl. And I have one additional stamp with a sentiment. And I did pick up all of these stamps that I'm using at the Not Too Shabby shop. I'll list that website link and a discount code down description box below. Here are the stamp sets. So CC Designs, and this one is called My Cupcake Twila. So this one's such a cute one. I picked up that one, and this is the one that I colored. You can see there that we're going to do for today's project. And then I also have this My Favorite Things MFT, and it's called Turtley Awesome. Super fun. And then the little unicorns, and this one's the Penguin Palace, and it's called Birthday Unicorn. So this one I think was a clearance find that I picked up for just a few bucks from Jamie's shop. And then this one's Catherine Pooler. I used that happy birthday stamp. That one had really cute sentiments, and it's called Look Who's Talking. So those were the four stamp sets that I pulled out to use from my stash today. Again, I purchased all four from the Not Too Shabby shop. I'll list that link and a discount code down the description box below in case you can find them. Now, I did do some distress along all of the images or all of the panels. And so I used this Distress Oxide. It's picked raspberry, just to add a little bit of pop to the kind of borders of all of my papers. I'm also going to be adding pops of color. For today, I brought in this really pretty pink color, and it is called Gloss Raspberry Kiss. So it's Raspberry Kiss, and the type is gloss. So it's going to be very shiny. I really like these shiny ones. So, and then I have one that I have left so we can do it on camera together today. We're going to assemble it, and I will show you how to cut the paper as well. So before we get into making the card, let me show you about the sketch and how to cut this paper. So this paper does have that branding strip or the little hang tag at the very top. We will cut this off, just make it the paper down to a true 6x6. We are going to use a piece of that scrap though, so we will want to save it. So we're going to cut that off. It'll make it 6x6. And then what you're going to do is cut it at, and we again, save that paper for later. We will use that little scrap to add behind the sentiment to kind of make it flush with the rest of the card. So cut that off. Then you're going to go ahead and cut with the paper upright. You're going to be cutting at 4 inches, and you're going to be left with a 2-inch strip. You're going to cut that down to 3 sections of 2, so 2 by 2. Then you're going to have your large mat. We're going to cut it at 5 1/4, so you've got 5 1/4 by 4, and then a small little strip that's 4 by 3/4 of an inch. So here is what our sketch is going to look like before the pops of color. And we are going to make this card together. I did add that little scrap strip on the inside, the little skinny strip that you see right there. So that goes on the inside. Then you've got your 3 squares, which are those 3 squares. And then you've got your large mat, which goes right behind them. And then the only other thing you bring in is your white cardstock to make your sentiments. So let's go ahead and make this card. I did go ahead and do the Distress Oxide edging or distressing on the edges off camera. I'm bringing in Barely Art wet glue. Again, Jamie does sell this in her shop now at Not Too Shabby in case you're interested. So I'm going to add glue to my large mat first. Go ahead and glue that down to the front of my card. I generally like to include the little strip on the inside if I know that it's going to go there. So I'm going to go ahead and add that now. I usually will do that first. And then I'm going to rearrange or arrange my squares in the way that I want them. And then I'm going to glue them down one at a time, starting with the one that's at the very top. So you've got 3 squares that are angled, one on the right, one on the left, and then one on the bottom right. So, and then what we're going to do is we're going to add the sentiment. Now, in order for it to be fully flush with the square that's right in behind it, I'm going to go ahead and add a little scrap of paper from the strip behind on the left-hand side of that little sentiment. So we're going to go ahead and cut 2 sections of this. This is all that's left over, are 24 of these little scrap strips. I'll just add that to my scrap stash. And then we're going to go ahead and add it to the left-hand side of the banner so we can, again, make it flush with where the card front is at. So you see here, and those two little corners that don't have paper are going to go right on top of that square. So here's what that card looks like. Then what I'm going to do is add that little Twyla girl right on top. So cute. And I did just color those with alcohol markers. Add a little bit of white marker. So here's what that sketch is going to look like. And that's the Not Too Shabby sketch from, I believe, May, if I'm not mistaken, from their blog. So I've got pops of color. I did pick this up from scrapbook.com. We're going to add these dots to the card, but before I do, let me go ahead and zoom in. And again, the color itself is called Raspberry Kiss. So it's a gloss version. So what we're going to do is add 3 dots that are different sizes to the section that I want. And then you see how it's very dimensional. What I'm going to do is just tap it lightly and it'll flatten it out just like that. So I do find that Nuvo drops don't flatten out as good as pops of color. You just want to be careful though. And let me show you, because when you do your dots, when you tap, if you're slightly flat, like you're slightly tilting, it will tilt your pops of color. See that? I had to go back and correct it a little bit. I just kind of wiped it off. So you just want to make sure that when you're tapping the card on whatever surface you're going to tap it, sometimes you can just use your hand, that you keep it pretty level. So that way your circles can kind of go really flat. Here's some pictures of what I had when I had them set out. I do like to leave mine setting out for a full 24 hours to dry. So again, I made 24 birthday cards using one sketch from the Not Too Shabby shop. Again, I think it was the May blog post for that month. And we did use the Party Time collection by Echo Park. It was a 6x6 paper pad and 4 stamp sets that I purchased from the Not Too Shabby shop. I'll list our website link and a discount code down the description box below. I don't know if any or all of these stamps are still available. I know one was a clearance set, but in case you hop on over, you can check it out. You might be able to find some of those stamp sets at Not Too Shabby. So I also pulled in this Pops of Color, and it was called Raspberry Kiss, and it's the gloss version from scrapbook.com. So, and we added it to each of the cards. I am going to do a full flip through of all of the cards, so you can see what the final versions look like. Now these first ones, so this is the sketch and this is what it looks like. Now these first ones are the ones that I had done, and they're a little bit kind of off centered or off flat leveled. That's the one that I really messed up. But then after that, things did get a little bit better. So again, once you kind of just pay attention to it and you're just really making sure that your card is not tilted at all, these actually do come out pretty great. I do find that using the Pops of Color is a much more affordable way to add the look of an enamel dot to your cards without actually purchasing enamel dots. So one bottle of Pops of Color is on sale, about $2. Regular price, I think like $3 maybe. And a pack of enamel dots is, can range from $3 to $6. So you get a ton of, bang for your buck here. So again, I made 24 birthday cards using one 6x6 paper pad for a 6x6 paper pad smash. It was Party Time by Echo Park. Thanks for visiting, everyone. Hope you subscribe, like this video, follow me on Instagram. Here are a couple videos I think you might enjoy, and happy crafting.